What's up, everybody? My name's Chance Vanek. I'm a 45-year-old Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, father, husband, entrepreneur. And over the course of the past few years, I've really been diving deep into my journey of becoming healthier, wealthier, wiser, and harder to kill. And over the course of these past few years, I've met some really awesome people. And one of those gentlemen is here with us today. His name is Jeff, and I don't want to destroy your last name. Please say your whole name for us, brother.
My name is Jeff. I go by Jeff Leider. 36-year-old trainer, health coach. Just moved to moved to Las Vegas about 3.5 years ago from New York City, but I was raised in Las Vegas. So I've spent half my time in New York, half my time in Las Vegas.
Oh, you were raised in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I was raised here. Yep. Went to high school here.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to high school?
Cheyenne High School.
Cheyenne High School. I'm trying to think where Cheyenne High School
pretty
is.
Ghetto high school in North Las Vegas.
North Las Vegas?
Yeah, not a great one.
What year did you graduate?
06.
06.
Yes.
So I graduated in 97
Okay.
from Las Vegas High School.
Gotcha.
Back then it was the new Las Vegas High School.
Okay.
I was the first class to go through 4 years when they relocated to the east side up on Hollywood.
Okay, congratulations. Great area, I'm sure, as well, right?
Yeah, it was a fun area to live in back then. I still have some friends who still live over there.
Okay, nice.
I don't make it to that side of town that often anymore.
Gotcha.
Actually, we're here in the Simply Vegas studio, and I had a listing over there about a year ago. It was a townhouse. Actually, it was right behind the soccer field for Las Vegas High School. It was priced just under $300,000. Very highly populated Hispanic community, and I had 9 offers on that property in like the first 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and it was nice, and so I had to go over there for that, and it was very well kept, the area over there. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. So you grew up in North Las Vegas when you lived here?
Yeah, I grew up in North Las Vegas when I lived here.
Okay.
Like Cheyenne and Rainbow area.
Cheyenne.
Maybe like close to North Las Vegas.
Okay, Cheyenne and Rainbow. So where the hell is the darn school? I can't picture.
It's on Alexander, and it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while.
Where do you live now? What side of town?
Right now I'm on Tropicana Buffalo. So
Buffalo. Okay,
yes.
West side.
West side, yeah.
I love it over there. I'm on the west side
area,
as well.
Yeah, I like it.
So I met Jeff a couple of years ago at the gym, Extreme Couture. Saw him training with, I'm going to call him his jiu-jitsu coach, Bryce Harley, right? Is his last name Harley?
Yep, correct.
Bryce Harley. Bryce is a longtime martial artist. We're going to have him on this show because he has an amazing story. But I used to see Bryce and Jeff training privates of what it looked like Bryce was teaching you jiu-jitsu, and then it looked like you were training him in weightlifting.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
You're a personal trainer. How long have you been a personal trainer for?
I've been professionally a personal trainer since graduating college, 2010.
Since 2010.
2010,
so that's 14 years.
14 years, yeah, professionally.
And that's always been your main source of income?
I actually majored in finance in college and was trying to get a finance job. I got hired in the Upper East Side, a really nice gym, like similar to Lifetime here, called Equinox, so a great gym. Yeah. And I thought I would just land like an entry-level position, maybe meeting somebody, and I got a lot of those offers, but I fell in love with training. I did really well out the gate, and I was like, this is my thing.
Okay. So you're Upper East Side, that's New York City, right?
New York City, yep, correct.
Okay,
yep.
so you're in New York City, in Manhattan.
Yep.
And you're looking for work in finance, but you took a job in fitness?
It was a time when the market was like very bad at the time, 2010. So I went on like 30, 40 interviews. Literally, the hot summer, I'm wearing a suit. I'm on the train. I'm hot coming onto the train, cold on the train. So it's like so uncomfortable. Like you're like hot, sweaty in a suit. You're on this hot pavement, walking outside. You're going indoors. So super uncomfortable experience. But I've had interviews from Mayor Lynch, like huge companies, and luckily nothing landed. I had a couple like internships with like smaller firms and things like that, but nothing like landed that I loved. And yeah, probably for the better.
So then you're at Equinox.
I'm at Equinox.
You realize, damn, I enjoy this.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, well, growing up, I played basketball all my life. College basketball, 1 year semi-pro basketball. I got into training with some buddies in college who like really loved fitness and bodybuilding and aesthetics. And then from there, just learned about how to train athletes, which was always one of my main goals. I want to work with professional athletes. That's all what I wanted to do. So I started learning and I started implementing different types of techniques, studying. I got my CSCS, Certified Strength Conditioning Specialist, which is like a final for most colleges that do exercise science. And I did that without having so much experience as well as like the college level. So yeah, I did that, and I ended up working with as a head strength conditioning coach at a college. I worked at Bishop Gorman High School out here when first moved out here for 2 years.
What year was that?
That was last year and the year before.
Okay.
Yeah, before I started working at Lifetime.
Okay.
Yep.
Dude, that is so awesome. But now I see on your Instagram you're always balling, and you seem to be really good. I train with you a lot. Jeff is one of my favorite training partners. He's a purple belt. If you don't know jiu-jitsu, that's halfway up the ranks. So you know quite a bit. You're starting to really refine your game of how to kill people. And what Jeff has that a lot of people don't have is just his incredible physical capabilities. Like, how tall are you, Jeff?
Like 5'8".
5'8", and he played semi-pro basketball. So that just tells you how physical this man is. And when rolling with Jeff, I think I really started rolling with you maybe a year ago, if that, because I was only doing kickboxing, and I would see you and Bryce, and then I started showing up to jiu-jitsu more and more over the course of the past few months, year, especially the past few months. And Jeff is my favorite training partner because he's built of 100% grit, and he's so strong to back it. Like, the dude will not stop. And dude, you are one of my favorite training partners. And once the knowledge catches up to your physical capabilities, you'll be unstoppable. But when you were always training for sports, basketball minded though, and then you went into CrossFit, right?
Yep, correct.
When did you start using your physical capabilities in like combat sports?
Well, I just got into combat sports probably like 3.5 years ago. Yeah, we just literally moved to New York December 2020. And then I was like, me and my wife started liking the UFC. She doesn't really have a big sports background. So I got her to watch UFC and she loved it. And then I was like, all right, we should start training for this. We're moving to Vegas. So Fight Capital. I was eating at some restaurant. I seen 2 guys with like UFC gear on. They looked like fighters. So I went up to them and I was like, hey, I just moved here. I'm a pretty good athlete. Do you recommend any places I go to? And you're like, oh, you should go to Extreme Couture. And then mind you, this kid that I spoke to has trained Zhang, has trained some of the best fighters in the world for wrestling. He's a wrestling background. And I still keep in contact with him. And
who is that?
His name is Billy Bigelow.
Billy Bigelow. Yeah. And he's a wrestling trainer.
Yeah, he worked at Syndicate, and he's always behind all the people backing.
He's still the main fights? Out of Syndicate MMA?
No, he's I think he's in Japan now.
Oh, okay.
Doing stuff. Yeah, but it was crazy just meeting him, and he was like, gave me the nod to go there, and I was like, all right. Okay. So I first went there to Extreme, and I didn't know shit.
Okay.
Like, I literally came from zero, and I remember I took Danny's class the first time, and he was like, "Just keep coming." That was his advice, and I was like,
"That was kickboxing.
That was Muay Thai. That was jiu-jitsu."
Oh, jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So you went. How did you determine or decide that you wanted to do jiu-jitsu over like Muay Thai or kickboxing?
I didn't at the time. I was just taking classes that kind of fit my schedule. So we would take the MMA class a lot, me and my wife, and we didn't know what we were doing. And she was kind of just like fake beating me up, and people would laugh. And I maybe took like 3 jiu-jitsu classes my first 3 months. Like I just like felt like I didn't know any knowledge, and she didn't feel comfortable doing that, and we both just didn't know shit. You know? So I was like kind of a little intimidated, and it was like I feel like the technique and the drills were like so high up there that I needed to regress. Yeah. So I ended up going to another gym, and that was also didn't work out. Okay. Same thing, and then I ended up going to another gym, and I stuck with it, and it was a lot of police officers, a little older crowd, so like they stuck with me and taught me a lot of technique, and I felt like I've kind of a good base. And then once I was there, a lot of the guys stopped wanting to roll with me, and they just wanted to teach me things. So I was
you started beating them up with your physical capabilities.
Maybe. And then they just started teaching me things, and it was like I needed to roll a little more. I needed to get a little more competitive gym, so I went going back to Extreme Couture. Okay. That's kind of my little origin story.
All right. But that's awesome.
You talk about the grit and everything. Yeah. I mean, look at me, I'm white. Not the athletic basketball player. Like my dad always instilled you have to work harder than everybody. So I was literally practicing basketball 5-6 hours every day when I was maybe like 12 to 18. Okay. Like literally so much practice, no days off. Right. And playing with guys that are older, grown men elbowing me in the face, like pushing me. Like, so I had to learn like at a young age to, my work ethic is everything, and you have to just show up more than everybody else. And that kind of just instilled in me the work ethic I have now.
Yeah, well, I could imagine being 5'8", white guy, trying to be a baller. Exactly. Not easy. And, one of the things that I struggle with in mainstream sports, not even mainstream sports, like pickleball still to this day. Oh, yeah? I just started picking up pickleball with my wife because she's a tennis player, and we wanted to do something together. So we met in the middle. But basketball especially, because I've been to some gyms where they have the court and I'll go on there, and I'm a horrible basketball
Yeah.
player. I cannot play basketball. But I noticed there's a lot of, especially in basketball, like this trash talking and almost bullying, and that really bothers me. And it even happens on the pickleball courts.
Yeah.
Like these old people, like 60 plus years old, and they get all cocky because they're so good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I will break you. I'll break you.
Yep.
That doesn't happen in the fight gyms.
Interesting.
It doesn't. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
Because those people get weeded out.
Yes.
Or
The
the truth is, like you're gonna be taught a lesson.
Yeah.
So that's very hard for me to deal with.
Yeah.
How it's just part of the game in basketball. Is that how you dealt
I think
with
it's
it?
just part of the game.
yeah.
I probably talk a lot of shit too when I play.
Okay.
Like I'm a very physical. I'm small, so my coach have always told me to like play really hard, guard the guy right away. Like I'm so annoying when I play. Like just like probably jiu-jitsu, like just very annoying type.
You're not annoying in jiu-jitsu.
Person.
No.
I mean, as far as annoying, as far as like when you're against me, like I'm very like close to you. I'm physical. I'm touching you all the time. Even the basketball, like there's like fouls that you can be pretty physical. Okay. So I've always kind of been like that, and I've always done a lot of trash talking, which I like. Yeah,
even in the beginning when were you always good at basketball?
I feel like I didn't really get good till maybe like the 5th grade. I had like a really good game.
So in 5th grade, you're trash talking.
I mean, I don't think I was trash talking then, but maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I feel like there's always like egos when you're young, and you always want to be like the best. And I feel like I always have something to prove.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I still do a little bit.
Yeah, well, I think less. We all do, man.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Are we trying to prove to the outside world, or are we trying to prove it to ourselves?
I think I'm trying to prove yourself. The more I dive into learn about like psychology and things like that, I think it stems from like childhood. Like I feel like I wasn't like praised so much. Like my brother was younger than me, 2 years younger, but he's a great athlete, much better athlete than I am naturally. So maybe I was always looking for like recognition from my father or somebody or something, and I always wanted that from coaches or peers to say, oh, you're good or blah, blah, blah. And I feel like I always kind of did seek that out. Yeah. So maybe I was looking for that externally, but I knew that from my own work ethic and whatever I'm going to do is just my own kind of battle, which I accept that now totally. And it's all about yourself, you know? At the end of the day, like you're going to be happy with yourself. Yeah. If you didn't do the stuff you wanted to do, like if you didn't do the ice bath, you didn't do pickleball, if you never trained striking, like you would probably feel in your head, hey, I'm missing something that I know I needed to do. And that stuff haunts me. Oh, yeah. And I'm sure it haunts a lot of people.
Oh, well, if you don't do the things that you've always wanted to do or you know you need to do when you become my age, 45, like that's why I'm starting this community, if you would, the MidLife Fight Club. Yes. It's for men who want to be healthier, wealthier, wiser, and harder to kill. Because if you don't keep growing, man, you're dying.
100%, exactly.
And I don't want to die. I'm too young to die, bro.
Yeah, you are.
And going back to the regret, there's so many things I regret already. I do regret not going into the military. Okay. I wish I would have served our country. Yeah. I wish I would have taken an MMA fight earlier in my jiu-jitsu career, and many other things. So I'm trying to do everything now.
Those are real regrets? You really regret those? Or those are things you would have liked to do?
I mean, like now I'm just like, I was just so afraid of being hurt.
Yeah.
I was so afraid of being hurt. I don't know what I was afraid of, why I was afraid. Like, no one wants to be hurt. Yeah. But there's just some things that it's worth the price of the pain.
Would you take a fight now?
I don't think so, bro.
Really? Why not?
Because of the fact that I'm at this point in my life. I've been married to my wife for over 20 years. I have 2 beautiful kids, a 14-year-old and an 8-year-old. And I'm the sole breadwinner. And not because I'm afraid I'll get hurt, but I really need to focus my time on making the money because also, like, in a blink of an eye, I'll be 60 years old, and I want to retire. Yeah. You know? Do
you think one fight would make me lead to more fights or
now, here's
more
the thing,
damage?
Though. If this podcast or video show, YouTube channel, whatever we're going to call it, takes off and I can get a massive following, maybe 1 million subscribers, and start becoming like an influencer, I would gladly take an MMA fight with any other influencer. Jake Paul? I would fight Jake Paul in an MMA fight today for money.
Jake Paul. Yes. Mike Tyson's out.
I have 1,296 followers on Instagram. I don't know if that's enough clout to fight with Jake Paul, but yeah. So if we can, be sure to like and share this video so we can build me up so you can see a 45-year-old fight a 25-year-old influencer.
There you go.
So,
selling it right now.
To answer, so it would be for money. Gotcha. If I could do it for money, yes. I wouldn't just do it as an amateur fight.
Because my coach wants me to fight an MMA fight as well. And I don't do
Bryce?
as much. No, my coach Rudy. He's
Oh,
one of
Rudy.
probably,
Okay,
he's
Rudy
one of-
Morales. We need to have Rudy Morales on
his
this show.
story is you would.
I love
cry.
Rudy.
I
I
love
love
him
Rudy.
too.
I love ruthless Rudy Morales. And where have you been in the gym? We missed you for the last week.
He's
now,
in
man.
DR actually. He's
Oh, is
training. He's training a UFC fighter.
Oh,
out
is he?
there.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I love you, Rudy.
Yeah, he's the man.
He's
Rudy's the
fun, man. He's fun.
Best.
But
the story
okay.
is tough. Man.
Is it?
Honestly, if you want to hear about a comeback story,
Yeah.
he's a guy.
I would love to. I would love to have Rudy on here because I dig his vibe. I'm half Hispanic.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And when I get around people like that, it makes me feel like it reminds me of my grandfather.
Nice.
And I love that feeling, man.
Good, man. Yeah.
But you know what? You're only 36.
Yep. Only 36. Young.
I would have done it at 36.
Okay.
If I had this mentality now.
Okay.
If I had this mentality I had at 36, or if I had this mentality now, if I had it at 36, I would take
What's
that
the
fight.
difference between then and now? If you were the
Dude,
same capabilities.
I thought I had time.
Okay.
I thought
You
there would
always
be
have time though. I used
It's
to think I didn't
weird.
have time.
It's weird, brother.
Yeah.
It's weird. But here's the thing. 36, I was a purple belt, just like you. And I think it would be kind of corny for a black belt to do an amateur MMA fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Especially if I submit the person.
Why?
I'm a black belt.
So?
Should have two
There's
stripes,
there's
but my
garbage
wonderful
black belts out there. There's some great black belts out there.
there
right?
is, and I could get knocked out, but still, like
Yeah.
if I win the fight, I don't know. So one of my professors, Cameron Diffley, he briefly came through one of the gyms I was training at. Awesome dude. He was Forrest Griffin's jiu-jitsu coach on The Ultimate Fighter, and I saw him on TV. And back then, there wasn't very many American jiu-jitsu coaches. They were all people from Brazil, especially here in Las Vegas. They were brought to train fighters, and then they would get jobs here in gyms. Okay. It was very hard to understand them.
Really? Okay.
And like you said, initially when you showed up, you just felt like the techniques were so like above you. They are, because like I think my first class was omoplata.
Okay.
And I'm like, what is that move? How do I get my body in that position?
How do you even say
and
that?
what is this guy saying? I don't even understand what he's saying. So I learned of Cameron. I was like, I need to train under that guy. So briefly we trained under him, and he was awesome. And he started fighting. He never did amateur because he was like, I'm a black belt. I train with these fighters. I can't go do an amateur fight. Okay. So that was very admirable of him. I thought that was very.
Did he win his first?
Fight? He won a lot of fights. He got on the Ultimate Fighter. I think what's his name still fights. Magny. Yes.
Magny? Okay. Yeah.
I think he beat him on the Ultimate Fighter.
Wow, okay.
I think it was him, and he's still fighting to this day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. Don't fact check me. I'll fact check myself, but I'm pretty sure that's how it was.
Okay.
But Jamie. Yep. Jamie's my best friend.
Okay.
He trained privates under Cameron Diffley for many years.
Wow.
Yeah, Jamie's story is awesome too. Jamie was almost 300 pounds.
I know he's a bigger guy. Yeah, I know he's 300 pounds. Okay.
Yeah, and he almost died, so he started taking his health very seriously. Wow. Got involved in jiu-jitsu. His story is very awesome too, and he's a very decorated competitor.
Funny story about Jamie is maybe my second class jiu-jitsu. He was coaching it.
Yeah.
And he had me go against Zion. You know this kid? He's like, I
know this kid.
But he's 13 years old at the time, and I'm a grown man, starting off my jiu-jitsu journey. But this kid's like, he's good. He's like state. I think he won state in wrestling this year.
And last year.
We were just rolling yesterday, actually. He asked me if I would train him, so I think that might be my next client.
Oh,
Instead
really?
of money, I asked him if he would train me for wrestling. So watch out for me.
That's a very good barter right there. Wise investment. Very wise investment.
I thought so,
Zion is an amazing talent. I won't roll with him.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Because the only way I can be victorious is being an absolute asshole by using
gotcha.
all of my weight and every dirty technique I know just to not get tapped and maybe win the match by a couple of points.
So the funny story was that's my second time doing it, and he's like, go against him. And then he wants, obviously, Zion's just destroy me, whatever. And I'm pretty strong, so, like, he's a young 13-year-old kid. So I was just strong enough to not get submitted or whatever, to do decent. And then right after, Jamie was like, all right, me and you will go after. And he was just trying to put it on me pretty hard. And
how did he get you?
I think he probably tapped me out, yeah.
Yeah, Jamie. So, okay, Jamie is a little bit shorter than you.
Yeah.
Jamie's not nice when he rolls.
Yeah,
I'm the nice guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would say the same. Now we're very competitive.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, I'm the nice guy. Like, I won't tap people.
Yeah.
I'll just roll and try to stay a little bit of ahead.
Mm-hmm.
No, Jamie's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
He's gonna smash you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
it's a
just
little
how
more
he rolls.
competitive now, you know?
Yeah. Oh, you should try. Jamie, come to a night class. We'll get Jeff there. Because Jamie hasn't been training.
Okay, yeah.
Let's put a match. Let's see how we got to see Jeff's
I'm
progress.
down. I'm ready.
All right. So training, but beyond the training for your conditioning, strength, and all that stuff, you do also some, I guess we'll call it holistic things,
Yes.
and some things that are very popular right now, like, for instance, the ice baths. You're on a streak this year. What are we, 6 months into the year?
6 months a year,
Yeah, June, 6 months into the year. You've missed only maybe 20 days.
Probably 20 days, just 'cause I've done a lot of travel, and those have been
bath.
travel days. You know, some of those days I've jumped in the ocean when it's pretty cold.
Oh, yeah.
I got recently in California, it was like 67.
Were
Jumped in the
you
ocean
just in Venice this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw those stories.
Yeah, balling
My
up
dad
a
lived
little
in
bit.
Venice.
Okay, I love that
Yeah,
place.
310 Venice, South Venice Boulevard.
Ah, nice.
So I grew up right there in the summers. I
Beautiful.
loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
My
But
dad used to always take me there, and he would always make me play basketball against all the guys, even when I was so young.
dude,
So that's why I had to.
You look just like Woody Harrelson in the movie
like
right
I said,
now
I'm
with
the
the
real
hat on.
one. I'm the real white man, can't jump, you know?
But you can jump.
I can't jump that much. A little bit, maybe more than
Can
he
you
could.
hit the rim?
I used to be able to.
Yeah.
Probably on a good day, I could probably touch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not too bad.
That's awesome. So the ice baths. So 365 days in the year. We're halfway through the year. So you've done it maybe, we're going to say over 150 ice baths.
Yeah,
this
last year I did 268, so I'm trying to beat that.
260 ice
268
baths.
last year, yeah.
What does your ice bath consist of at home? What is it?
I just wanted to start, you know? That was the big thing. I was like, let me see if I'm going to start. I got into ice baths with this guy, Wim Hof. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's called the Iceman.
the
Wim
breathing
Hof.
guy.
Breathing guy, yeah. So I did his breathwork program. I saw him at seminars, and his energy is just infectious. So when all this ice bath craze started happening, I was listening to Joe Rogan, and they were talking about a guy who had prostate cancer, and he was like, he saw some Japanese study that said if you do the ice bath 3 minutes a day, and you exercise right after, you heating your body back up evokes a lot of natural testosterone. He went back to the doctor, the guy, and his testosterone level was like a teenager. So I was like, if Joe Rogan and this guy could do this every day, like, why can't I do this every day? So I was like, all right, I'm going to make a pact starting January 1st. I'm doing this every day or as many days as I can. So I did 268. I said I wanted to start, so my wife bought me for my birthday a big garbage can, and we'll just fill it up with water. I'll clean it twice a week. My whole freezer is stocked with like ice or ice buckets.
Okay.
And I'll just put those in.
So that's awesome. What's the
Yeah.
temperature of the water in the morning?
It depends on like the season. So like in the winters, it was like low to mid 40s. Now it's probably like low to mid 50s.
Low to mid 50s.
Yeah,
Okay, so
not too bad.
every day you put the ice in and out of it?
Yeah.
How much time prior before your ice bath do you put the ice
Usually
in?
like depend on like the weather outside, but yeah, right now I have to put it on like 30 minutes before.
30 minutes before.
Yeah, put ice in there 30 minutes before.
Okay.
I mean, it's getting hot outside. It's hot in Vegas, like 100. So
Yeah.
it doesn't get as cold as I want to, but it's all about the shock.
Yeah.
Maybe you have like a system shock. That's why it's these things called cold shock proteins, which just make you more resilient. Anything you're doing that makes you more resilient, like as far as like fitness, when you're training, you're lifting weights, your body gets stronger, more resilient the more you do, or cardio, same thing, or striking or jiu-jitsu. Everything's about stress, and if you can bounce back from that stress, it's called eustress, and your body gets more resilient. So same thing with the saunas, they have heat shock proteins. So it just kind of got me thinking the same thing. If you can be tougher, harder to kill, like you were saying, this is just a different facet of your own health.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. So I'm obsessed with like the construction of things and doing things. Like with this podcast, I'm the co-host, but I'm also the producer and director of my other podcast, The House Always Wins, with my real estate partner, Joey Andron.
Yep.
And I love the technical side.
Okay.
And I'm thinking of this ice bath.
Yep.
So it's a big trash can.
Yep.
It's outside.
Outside.
Can you put it inside so it'll
I'll
get
probably put it
colder?
inside. I could probably put it inside, yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
if wife would want the decor to be a little messed up. She might be a little mad about
Maybe
that.
we can hide it in a closet.
That's true.
Yeah. And then it
Could
would
put
get
it
colder.
inside. Be a little colder. You're right. That's true.
So if I could get a big enough trash can,
Uh-huh.
go over to Costco. You know, they have those gallon bottles. You get like 6 of them for $6. Put those in the freezer.
Yep.
Maybe throw like those in there.
Yep.
Maybe I can make a nice little ice bath.
Yeah, man. You should try it.
Yeah, I
you
should
feel,
try it.
yeah.
I want to
Why not?
try it, dude. It
You do it.
sucks. Cold water sucks.
Easy now. Feels good. It's refreshing now. I love it.
I did a little ice bath at my brother-in-law and my sister's house the day after New Year's. I posted it on my Instagram story.
Yeah.
I think it was a story.
Yeah.
Their pool was, I think, 63 degrees that day. I stayed in there for like 5 minutes. It hurt.
Yeah.
My toes hurt. My bones hurt, man.
Yep, that's true. Yep.
Does that get better?
Yeah. It doesn't even affect me. I don't shiver as much. When I first started, I was shivering like crazy. And when you shiver, you're actually burning off brown fat around your organs, which helps you get more blood flow to those organs, which is great. But you want the shivering factor if you can. I'm just probably so used to it, or I'm used to my temperature that it doesn't affect me as much.
Okay.
But you want to have that stress.
Now,
it's all stress in your body.
What do you call it? Eustress?
Yeah, eustress.
That's when you
stress. That's when you can bounce back from something that's stressful that will kind of help you in the future.
Okay. Wim Hof or these ice bath guys, is there a specific temperature they try to get to that you should?
They say like in the mid 40s.
Mid-40s.
I mean, some people go into the 30s. I mean, I don't know if there's probably new studies now that show you, but I think that the gentleman that was in that initial study, the water was like 54 degrees, something
54.
like that. Yeah, but so they say you want to get
sufficient for an ice.
Yeah, exactly.
Ice
Yeah,
bath.
yeah. You just want to shock. I mean, everybody's different. Everybody's body temperature is a little hotter. Everybody's pH level in their body is a little hotter, which is going to affect how you feel certain things. So I think everybody's a little different. You just want a little shock factor. Like even people taking cold showers are very hard for a lot of people.
Oh, dude, that sucks worse. I think,
it
than
sucks,
getting in the whole thing, sprinkling it on you.
To some
that kind of
people,
sucks.
It sucks. Yeah.
But okay, so 54 degrees for how long would be a good start?
3 minutes is a great way
3 minutes.
to 3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you need. Yep.
I want to try it.
Yeah, you should try it.
What else do you do for recovery? And
I do so many things. Like I fast every day, like
yes, let's
18
talk
to
about
20
that.
hours. Yeah, I got into fasting maybe like 8 years ago.
Can you pull the mic a little bit closer?
Yep. I got into fasting about.
Let me help you. Let me swing it over for you. Oh, it's in the light. That's the problem.
There we go.
This is good stuff.
Perfect.
Oh, shoot, man. That's why I came to help and I messed it up. There you go, brother.
Yeah, I got into fasting about 8 years ago, and my best friend was doing it, and I was like, all right, I should try it too. I mean, I started researching all the benefits, and there's a thing called autophagy. It's called the recycling of damaged or viral cells. So cells that aren't as strong, and these cells are from maybe pollution in the air that we're just breathing in. Every time we're eating food, especially food that aren't great for us, bad foods, synthetic foods. I mean, that stuff is not real cells. Like our cells aren't used to having that stuff.
Right.
But just as being humans, we're adaptable to like anything. So they say now we swallow about a credit card worth of plastic a week from these plastic bottles or anything. So, yeah, we just aren't, our body's taking a lot of garbage. So this recycles all the garbage. So it keeps all the strong cells. Those are like your stem cells. Those are like your initial cells. And that's one of the main benefits of it. So it kind of kills like cancer cells, things that are going to grow more rapidly. So that's the thing that got me kind of interested in that. I also saw that it helps boost your testosterone. It can help anti-aging, which is a big thing that I predicate to all my clients and myself. Like you're a great example of 46, 45, 36 right here. We're probably doing stuff that people look back saying you can't be doing this stuff at this age, right? Like there's not a lot of people also probably like us. I mean, we're in a gym where there are a lot of people that love it, but we're probably the 1% in real life, maybe even the 0.5%.
Yeah, I
was really doing this stuff.
I thought about that the other day because 45 is pretty flipping old.
Seems old, yeah.
And I don't remember there being a 45-year-old on the mats with us.
Yeah.
I think I train pretty hard. I feel like I train pretty hard.
Yeah, I see you, man. And I train with you. Yeah, you're nice.
I feel like I train pretty hard, and I'm like, this isn't normal.
Yeah.
And I'm natural.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you count Coors Light and chicken wings. But I've never taken any enhancements. I'd like to. I don't think it's in my budget, but I don't think I need it. I don't feel like I need it at this point.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like I see so many people getting on TRT now that are so young, or like all different types of stuff, and I'm just like, you can do all this stuff naturally, and that's the thing I try to predicate to. Everything natural. Like so, I eat very well. I try to eat a low carb diet as much as I can. Obviously, I'm an athlete, so I feel like I do need that stuff, and I notice my body when it starts depleting and my energy starts dropping, and I'm not able to recover. I need to eat more food. So everything's like a balance. And when you're like the fasting thing you were just talking about, teaching your body how to use on just the utilization of what it needs rather than excess.
Okay.
So I used to be 187. That was like my highest weight when I was doing CrossFit, and I needed to be super strong, and I was eating all the calories, bagels. My performance, my weights were super high, but I didn't feel that good playing basketball or moving really well. And now, hence, 7 years later, I'm doing fasting every day, 20 hours a day, 24 hours once a week. And then once every quarter, I'll try to do 72 hours.
Okay,
and it's just cleaning your cells, cleaning your body out.
You said 20 hours a day?
20 hours a day. Usually like average 18 to 20 hours a day.
Okay, so you only eat for a window of 4 to 6 hours.
Yep.
And then during this 4 to 6 hours, how many calories are you bringing in?
I don't even count calories, but I count like what I'm having, and I put an emphasis on how I break my fast is a big thing. So you see me a lot of my Instagram posts are like breaking the fast. I'll always start with a bone broth if I did make it, or I bought some, or a green juice powder, because you haven't ate for a long time. You can't give something very heavy to your body, or it wouldn't be as beneficial. So you slow down the digestion. So I'll give you a lot of fiber, or bone broth has a lot of collagen, which is great for your organs, things like that. So there's always like a method to the madness. So I'll start that, or I'll start with a salad, something very light. And then I'll start to introduce more proteins in my diet. And then maybe a little later down the line, if I need more carbohydrates, depending on my activity levels, that's kind of how I'll divvy it up.
What type of carbs do you like to take?
I'll have like a protein bar. I'll have sweet potato, a lot of fruit, I would say. Yeah. So I'm trying to get a lot of, like, most stuff I use natural things.
So, okay. So what day do you fast for 24 hours?
Depends on the day. Depends on how busy I am. I feel like the busier I am, the easier it is to fast.
Because your mind's off.
Yeah, my mind's off. Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, busy, do you have a lot of physical exertion on these days that you're doing the 24-hour fast, or you try to limit that?
I usually try to do a lot of my exercise in the mornings. I just feel like better. I feel like a lot of stuff happens during the day where you can't control. And I just feel like so much better doing the mornings. So, yeah, I try to get all my training done early in the morning.
Okay, so take me through the day in the life. What does your schedule look like from waking up to ice bath to training to breaking your fast?
So today I had work at 5 a.m. I had a client at 5 a.m. I started at the gym. So I got up at 3:30, woke up. I went to sleep early the day before, which 8:30, which is pretty great. So I got like 7 hours. Put ice in the ice tank. Waited 30 minutes. I made my coffee. I usually start my morning with, so I have a good morning routine actually. Let's start with that. So I'll take a scoop of coconut oil. I'll switch my mouth for like 10, 15 minutes, which is called oil pulling, which detoxifies your gum, your throat duct, your teeth. It helps with cavities. So I'll try to do all that first. So that's the first thing. While I'm doing that, I'm meditating. So I'm laying down and just kind of thinking about positive thoughts all the day, or letting my mind be free. And if I feel like thoughts are coming in that are stressful or negative, or I'm worried about work, I try to catch that right away and go back to like a breathing pattern. So I do the Wim Hof breathing, which is 30 breaths, hold my breath. I'll do that 3 rounds, and then I'll just kind of chill for like 5 minutes. Before, like I was saying, I have getting my coffee ready for my day. Right after I do that meditation, I'll take salt water, lime, warm water. I'll chug that. That's good for like electrolytes. That's the first thing I'm having. Then I'll hop in the ice bath. After the ice bath, I'll kind of shower off, kind of clean off my body a little bit, and then I'm heading to work with either the food I have prepared for the day, coffee. Today I'm doing a little longer fast, so I haven't ate anything all day, and it's like, what, 2 o'clock?
It's
2:30?
Actually 2:31 right
30,
now.
yeah. So I'm not even hungry at all.
Okay.
I just had a black coffee the whole day.
Okay.
And water. So yeah, I have clients. I had a busy day of clients, trained from 5 a.m. to 12, and then I had a little break, worked out, and then came here to the podcast.
Your first workout of the day was after your
I had a little break. I had a little break in the middle of the day, so I did like shot around a little bit, did a little bit of striking for the second time in 2 months. So trying to get back on that, because I've been inconsistent in that realm.
Yeah,
and lifted a little bit. Yeah.
Okay,
and the sauna.
And now you're here doing the podcast.
Now I'm here, yeah.
And then you're done with work for the day, or you got to go back
to
work
for the day. Yep.
So you'll go home.
I'll go home.
Are you going to train anymore?
No, unless the wife wants me to.
Okay.
With her,
and then what time will you start breaking your fast?
I'll probably like 4:30. Probably when I get home, I'll have a green juice, green powder, and then I'll have 6 eggs, and that'll be my first meal.
And how far from that point will your next meal be?
I usually eat them pretty like close, maybe like an hour, 2 hour gap.
Okay.
I mean, I just kind of go based on how hungry I am, and I try to get like my body weight or very close to it. So I'm always thinking about my protein level. So I'm trying to get 0.75 to 1 gram per pound of protein. And that's my thing. And I'll try to eat a lot of healthy fat. So like oils, 2 avocados a day, a huge salad a day. So like that kind of fills me up, all that stuff. So I think about what I'm getting, the good stuff I need to get, rather than all my calories or things like that. And I kind of just go by feel. Some days I eat more than others. I always keep a pretty low body fat just by all the exercise, activity, the eating. And I'm not really concerned about like how much calories I'm putting in, really.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm going to try it.
Yeah. Try to be intuitive. And that's what you want to be, more intuitive of your body. And you kind of know how you're feeling. If you're feeling tired, you're feeling cranky, lethargic, energy's high, energy's low.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what I think about.
Yeah, and then the fasting is supposed to be really good. The intermittent fasting.
Intermittent
supposed to be
fasting.
really good to combat the insulin levels, right?
Yeah, so you have low blood sugar. That's why I'm not getting like so hungry. My body can handle like a lower blood sugar. A lot of people, they get tired, they get fatigued, they get cranky, but my body's pretty adapted.
Okay.
So you always want to be, there's a thing on metabolic flexibility is a big thing now that you probably hear more of, and it's being used to having low blood sugar, how to regulate your blood sugar, how to keep everything down. That combats a lot of disease. So having low blood sugar is great for your body.
Yeah, I need to work on that. I mean, I haven't had my labs done for that in a while.
Sure,
but
it's pretty good.
Maybe
if you have lean body mass, then you probably have low.
But even as a kid, I was one of those. I'm one of those people. Like after lunch, like, oh man, I gotta take a nap.
Oh really? Okay, yeah.
It hits me hard.
Interesting.
And isn't that like the
spike
of
exactly.
insulin
Spike,
or something?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it could be what you're eating. It could be the timing.
Oh, it's probably what I'm eating.
Yeah,
it's shit.
Exactly. Yeah. I used to get really bad growing up. I didn't know what to eat. My parents would bring home a box of pizza, or my mom would cook, I don't know, pasta.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know what I was eating. I had crazy bad acne, like terrible, to the point where I didn't want to go to school. You felt bad about yourself. Sure. Yeah, it's like I didn't know like that food really affect you that bad, and like there's different ways to combat it. Now I know.
You know, it's unfortunate because I had horrible skin as well as a kid. I still have horrible skin now.
Yeah.
I don't get big pimples, but just all the scars and stuff and just oily skin. And my brother, same way. And he didn't even want to come to mine and my wife's wedding because he was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
But, you know, it sucks. No one wants to have that on their face. I had it, but everyone knows it's not your fault, man. Yeah. It's just your genetics for whatever reason, and no one gives a shit. And if they do, fuck them.
Sure.
Dude, there's so many things we can continue to talk about, but we've already been in here for 36 minutes, and I don't want to hold you too long. Maybe you can come back and we can continue this conversation or talk about other things. Absolutely. Because after I watch this, I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of questions for you.
Absolutely.
And just like maybe you were bartering for wrestling, maybe I'll try to barter with some social media content production for Sounds when good. I'm picking your mind for dieting and fitness tips and whatnot.
Absolutely, man. I always got you.
But before I let you go, let me think if there was any other question I had for you, because we covered the fasting, which is amazing, the cold plunging, the jiu-jitsu. You're about to be a father.
Yes.
You're about to be a father. How many months away?
Wife is almost a little less than 2 months, actually.
2 months.
July 31st. Expecting our first.
Have you thought about how your schedule is going to change as far as like your training once the baby comes?
I feel like all my life people have always put like labels or limitations on me, or like, oh, at 30 you're gonna have bad knees. You're not gonna be playing basketball. You're gonna be this. So I feel like always people have told me things, and I'm like, all right, I'm not you. So I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. I've heard the stories. I'm not a big worrier. I kind of just take things day by day, and I feel like try to stay in the moment. But I mean, my wife loves jiu-jitsu too. We plan on bringing our baby to the, like 3 months in. Yeah. He'll be there in the morning. I mean, hopefully it works out. Hopefully he's not crying and it's easy, but I don't know. Yeah. I mean, we're having a home birth in water.
That's awesome.
So we try to do everything like holistically I'm talking about, even like with the baby's birth. Things could change. We're open to things changing. It's our first one, and every baby is different, I'm sure, and every parenting style is different, and I mean, maybe me and my wife butt heads. We're pretty good, but like, you never know. You never know, man. I kind of just take things day by day.
I think you guys will figure it out though, pretty quickly. I saw the post she made about you guys were at a gym, or there was a baby at a gym.
Baby at a gym, yeah.
Whose baby was that?
Nah, that was just like some random.
Random post.
Yeah, they just were showing that you're at a jiu-jitsu gym.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, so she's on board too, so which is good.
Yeah. My kids grew up in the gym.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then were you there Sunday?
I was there Sunday. I saw your kid, right? Yeah, your son. Yeah, I didn't know it was your son. Yeah, and I saw the video you making him film for you.
Yeah. Dude, he did great.
Yeah, did he? Nice.
Except for,
did he film you guys striking, you and the other guy?
Yeah,
that was him.
So
that was great.
At first, I was showing him. I said, okay. While I was showing him, I was like, okay, film them. I was like, okay, a little bit of them. Just do a little bit of everyone. Yeah. So I was like, okay. Then when I was training, he did the same thing. Okay. A little bit of me, a little bit of them. So I told him, I said, honey, you did great. I said, but when I'm training, you only film me. He's like, you didn't tell me that. You told me to get everyone. So it's my own fault.
That's true.
But dude, he's 8 years old. That rig is like 6 pounds with this camera and the gimbal. Guns. And it was so smooth, and he was following everyone perfectly.
I did not know that. Yeah, that's great, man.
He made $5.
That's awesome.
I haven't paid him yet.
Yeah.
I owe you, son.
I got you.
Nice. How do I pronounce your last name?
Leider.
Jeff Leider, awesome dude. Instagram profile?
Yeah, Leider Life Fitness.
Leider Life Fitness. Check it out. Hit him up in the DMs if you have any questions. You do online training as well?
Yes.
He does online training, man. Actually, I saw you like doing a Zoom class with one of your clients.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, easy. And FaceTiming, holding people accountable, getting them to people bring their phones to the gym, just put them down. Literally, my wife has a client who brings her tripod to the gym, puts it down.
Yeah.
She's FaceTiming while she's working out.
I love it. I love it. If you're thinking of getting healthier, hit him up. His DMs, he told you on the gram. And thanks so much for your time, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
See you on the mats.
True.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, whatever it is you're going to do. Let's get a following so I can get that MMA fight with an Instagram or an influencer. And
let's go.
Just kidding. Thanks for watching, and see you at the top. Peace.